So Epic forged irons, incredible looking package. We've seen some of the release visuals already. We now have a chance to talk a little bit about the technology behind it, and that's very exciting. Looking through some of the information you guys have already provided to consumers, one of the things that excited me the most is the idea of a suspended tungsten in the head. What does that mean?
Yeah, so what we've been able to do for the very first time in a forged iron is actually suspend the tungsten in our urethane microspheres. And what that allows us to do, so it's not welded in other words, it's the only iron out there, only forged iron that doesn't have a welded tungsten piece in there. It's actually suspended or floating in the urethane microspheres. That allows us to get the center of gravity really low and deep to get the launch up. And then, as you probably saw, the lofts are stronger, and we're able to get more ball speed, bring it back down into the right range. So I'll give you this, and then I'm gonna pull this break apart. So we actually cut away the piece so you could see the tungsten here, but this is a 7-iron. Every iron is different, and this piece of tungsten is wrapped in this TPU jacket, and then that jacket is placed into the iron, and the urethane microspheres are actually injected around the tungsten, and that's what holds it in place. So it's a really complicated, complex system. I think it's really a design achievement for irons, especially in forged irons. So we first had something similar in Bertha, but we were not able to do it in Apex because of the complexities of putting it into a forged iron. So now we have that in the Epic forged iron.
We got microspheres, we got tungsten, and you have your 360 cup face. All these are likely attributing to a certain kind of sound profile. Can you give me a sort of idea of what we can expect from sound? Is this going to sound like a more traditional iron? Is it going to sound a little bit different?
Yeah, so the sound on these is going to be absolutely amazing, and that was one of the feedback that we got from the Epic iron from 2 years ago. It was a hollow body iron. It kind of sounded like a hollow body iron. Didn't sound like it had that real forged feel to it. So first of all, we have a 1025 forged carbon steel body, so already the feel is going to be better there. Then you can see this is the largest amount of urethane microspheres we've ever had in an iron, so the feel is going to be absolutely incredible. You know, it's going to sound like a one-piece type of iron, but the ball speeds coming from the face cup are just tremendous. One thing that we did with the face cup, another thing we've learned from the Epic iron from 2 years ago, is we got some flyers, and basically that came from lack of spin on some 9 irons, pitching wedge, 8 irons, you get ones that are essentially jumpers. So we have a different VFT pattern, a spin control VFT, variable face thickness. So we have an ultra thin face cup, but then we have this VFT pattern, which actually brings some spin back, especially in your kind of mid to long irons, and then also in the scoring irons.
I can see now, just looking at the angle. One of my favorite things about Epic Forge, it looks like a player's iron. You have managed to package, obviously, a ton of technology into a head that when you put into a bag and you look quickly at it, you're like, man, that is very much a player-looking iron. How important was that to you and the team at Callaway to address, a lot of these elements that project more towards the player aspect?
Yeah, the design element was huge, and getting the right design aesthetic. So I'll borrow this for a second, but if you look at just all the different surfaces here, right? Obviously the platinum chrome finish, then the high polish on the Epic. We've triple PVD'd the back surface here, the medallion, the fit and finish, even the draft angle on the back of the cavity, all designed to give it kind of that player's type of look, but with the forgiveness of a game improvement iron or even more. It actually slots between our Apex and our Big Bertha, so it's definitely not a super game improvement iron, but it's also not necessarily a low handicapper type of iron. And one of the things we've been able to do just in the back in this PVD is give the appearance that it's a very thin sole where you actually have a lot of playable surface here. The top line is not super thick, and the blade length is longer than Apex, but it doesn't get into the Bertha range.
Yeah, you have a nice playing with the eyes profile with the PVD, and as you mentioned, you said it's triple plated now. Is that how you...
Well, the plating, we have the regular chrome plating, and then we call it a triple PVD. So in other words, it's in the PVD chamber for 3 times as long. And some of the feedback we got on the Big Bertha iron, that was a different construction because that was a 17.4. It was not plated, and then we put a single layer PVD right over that. Looked great on the rack, but it was tending to wear quick. So that was a learning that we really wanted this thing to look amazing, but be durable as well. Thus the triple PVD.